To the WFBI team now. The state treasurer says a commission that is supposed to keep your drinking water safe broke the law. Chief Investigator Chris Nakamoto reports this is leading to some big questions about how that commission actually operates. Hey, Chris.
Hey, good evening, Greg. The Capital Area Groundwater Conservation Commission is tasked with protecting that aquifer that provides water to Baton Rouge and 5 nearby parishes. Tonight, court documents show high-ranking state leaders are raising serious questions about what's going on there. Twisting the tap to turn on your faucet, to the fast flow of a flushing toilet, or handling a hose to irrigate plants. Water is one of our most precious resources. In 1974, lawmakers created the Capital Area Groundwater Commission to make sure our community had safe drinking water for decades ahead. Fast forward to 2025 and the situation is dire. Saltwater intrusion is putting that aquifer at risk and the drinking water that hundreds of thousands of people rely on. Gary Beard is the commission's executive director.
Because of the amount of water that's being withdrawn from the ground, salt water from the south is encroaching northward and is already up to, in some stratas, up to central Baton Rouge.
To combat that, the Groundwater Commission entered into this contract with sustainability partners to monitor water usage. A judge recently found part of the pumpage fees used to fund part of that contract is considered an illegal tax. That finding was based on testimony from the state treasurer and legislative auditor. We went back to those policymakers in recent weeks to ask for more detail. Those familiar with the contract say it's problematic because it's considered a recurring bill.
We want to protect all of our cities.
State Treasurer John Fleming is very familiar with the contract and the issue involving the Capital Area Groundwater Commission. According to this judicial order, the state treasurer and the state legislative auditor both stated they believe the contract violated the state constitution, which mandates recurring debt go before the bond commission.
Do you believe the commission broke the law by not going through the bond commission?
I do believe that, yes.
State law mandates that public bodies must go through the bond commission to manage their public debt for big projects. In this case, the contract is worth more than $30 million. Beard says the commission was trying to get a better handle on water usage, so it hired sustainability partners out of Arizona to place water meters on wells here. According to the judge's order, the Groundwater Commission argued in court that the metering program and corresponding rate increase were necessary and appropriate expenses of fulfilling its regulatory responsibilities.
And because it services, there's no need to go to the bond commission.
But the WAFBI team found in this court order the state treasurer, the state legislative auditor, and the state attorney general do not agree with Beard. They're reviewing other similar contracts with the same company right now that avoided the bond commission. The judge found that any charges collected in excess of what is necessary for the commission to carry out their regulatory process is an unconstitutional tax. That ruling came after the contract was signed, and the Baton Rouge Water Company sued the Water Commission over the water meters. During that process, the judge raised questions about Beard's connection to the company, Sustainability Partners. Judge Cade Cole found the charges the commission imposes for the water meters is unconstitutional and appeared concerned about Director Beard's possible connection to the company doing the monitoring. The judge said, quote, "There is a serious appearance of undue conflicts of interest. The record established that Mr. Beard personally profits from his private work with the subcontractor, while at the same time, the subcontractor is profiting from the commission's $50+ multi-million-dollar contract with SP."
I do see a potential conflict of interest and ethics issue with that.
Beard maintains he has done nothing wrong and the judge's ruling is inaccurate. The commission did not appeal the judge's ruling. Those excess fees are still being collected except in Baton Rouge, where the water company sued the commission.
Were you comfortable when you read that ruling?
No, I wasn't comfortable at all, and I don't think that the ruling truly showed the truth of what was really going on, and it seemed to be one-sided. But it doesn't surprise me.
The contract shows Beard signed the deal with SP on November 8th, 2021. 6 months before that was signed, this email was sent to Beard talking about going into business with sustainability outside of what the commission was doing. Part of it reads, Thomas, Jay, and myself met to discuss our progress in the formation of our association with Gary Beard and Sustainability Partners.
There was one email, that's correct, by no party associated with any of this who stated that they met with me and that they also met with SP. I have no knowledge of whether they met with SP or not.
Beard vehemently denied having any connection to sustainability prior to the commission signing the large contract, valued at more than $30 million over several decades.
Do you see any conflicts of interest with the SP contract and your personal businesses?
Oh, absolutely not. I don't do any business with them.
Treasurer Fleming says he sat through a lot of that court testimony and has the same takeaways and concerns as the judge. That contract remains in effect for the other parishes that pay fees into the commission.
I have no knowledge that would suggest that the judge made an error, either in fact or in his judgment.
Well, my main concern...
Greg Ferris is appointed by the governor to sit on the commission. The longtime respected law enforcement official says this contract raises red flags.
Judge Cole has ruled that about half the pumpage rate is an illegal tax, is an illegal severance tax, which a local body cannot levy.
Ferris says the contract in question was signed prior to him sitting on the commission. As he asks questions about the recurring debt for those water meters, he expects eventual rate hikes for everyone that gets a water bill.
Could we have done this better, and how much, or could they have done it better?
With elected leaders now raising concerns over this contract and how money is being spent, Beard maintains both he and the commission did nothing wrong.
The state treasurer also says that this contract went around the bond commission. Why did it go around the bond commission?
Well, the state treasurer is not an attorney, first of all. Second of all, the contract was vetted, fully vetted, by attorneys working for the district, and to make sure that we dotted every I and crossed every T.
Attorney General Liz Murrill released the following statement pertaining to the contracts sustainability has across Louisiana. Quote, I've been looking into all the contracts and I have concerns. We reached out to Sustainability Partners for a comment on this story. A spokeswoman said, we expect all parties to adhere to their terms of their contracts and professional obligations and will take the appropriate action if they do not. For the WAFBI team, I'm Chris Nakamoto. Greg?
All right, Chris, thank you.